It's a second day, it's a second group. Group B, B for brutal. It's a big one. Some of CS's greats are about to clash for just 3 spots. It is stacked 6-team stand, and we're looking to only have 3 by the end of the day. Our first day concluded after what was a slog. A marathon run of Counter-Strike has been played, and it concluded with some twists and some turns. 2 Swedish sides who have both proven their worth at previous IEMs are both Oakland for NIP, and of course for Katowice 2016 for Fnatic were eliminated yesterday. It was brutal. And introducing some beautiful faces for you now. Of course, Janko and Natu are joining me. Gents, it was a bit of a bumpy ride yesterday. The triple two-side, excuse me, let me get this right. The 3-way tie. Absurd. Yes. History being written.
And then a couple of overtimes in the overtime tiebreaker just to spice things up at the very end. Yeah, it was a very exciting day of Counter-Strike yesterday. I think it shows the pros of a format like this in a sense that you get a lot of games. You know, you will see some messy Counter-Strike because teams get worn out towards the end of the day, but then you also see which teams come out on top, which teams have the grit, right, the endurance basically to make it through the groups, and a couple of heartbreak losses. Fnatic. Yeah. First name that comes to my mind.
I think that's probably the first that springs to yours as well, Natu, right? The departure of Fnatic.
Yeah, I mean, they showed they've improved for sure, but still, it is a rebuilding process for them. So, I mean, they're going to be disheartened, but at the same time, if you look at the big picture, they've made massive strides in just a week's time span because they looked a very different team from Las Vegas, actually.
Absolutely, 100%. And with that said, that was one group. We've got a lot to focus on with our second, so we'll waste no time in recapping that one. Of course, you can find all the information you want about Group A and how things went down over on the theScore esports app. Kindly one of our sponsors here for IEM. You can go ahead and check it out on your smartphone or even on the web browser as well if you are in 2017 without a smartphone. I'm not going to here to judge. Good for you. Now, then again, if they're living in the woods without a phone, why are they watching Counter-Strike?
Because you can never... You cannot go anywhere without Counter-Strike.
Right, so he's sitting there, he's chopping down trees, he builds his own house.
I mean, it's only a short break, so he can chop a couple of trees.
Nice.
In the meantime, then he comes back, sits in front of the fireplace, has some smoked ham there.
Has a gigabyte internet connection to the center of the woods.
A couple of pints of beer there, perhaps, and it's a nice man escape. I think we all need that.
Pretty much sounds like just another day for me.
Yeah, that's true, as a Finn.
Yeah, besides the wife and the 3 kids running around, pretty much the same thing.
Don't need to mention that.
I'll hit up the theScore esports, see if they can do like a mail order thing. You know, they'll send you the groups in the mail or something. I'll work it out. I'll see what we can swing. Either way, this is, of course, how things do look for Group B. In fact, I'll just go ahead and dictate it just so it is absolutely right. It is going to be SK Gaming, Virtus.pro, North, Cloud9, Navi, and Heroic. Now, this is intriguing to me for a multitude of reasons, one of which is that I don't know if there is necessarily a guaranteed top 3. There absolutely wasn't in Group A, but I'm sure there's 3 names that spring out for the expectation here, Janko.
Yes, and those are VP, SK, and North.
Right, and I mean, can you elaborate upon as to where those 3 that aren't included in that discussion fall flat for you?
The main name here is probably Navi, right? So, their name hangs in the balance to an extent. We saw in Vegas that they were struggling, not just performance-wise, but also as a team. You heard it in the interviews that they have some internal struggles at the moment. So this is a good test for them. Will they be able to overcome that? Will they be able to rise to the occasion, right? Or will they crumble because of those problems?
What do you make of the Cloud9 situation as well, Natu? I mean, I've had the chance to talk to some people over in Vegas about it, but I mean, we didn't have a chance to talk there. Cloud9 and their, well, success in Sao Paulo and then immediate fall into obscurity.
I mean, it has striking similarities to what they had in 2015, right? They had that massive stride of a couple of tournaments, they did well, and then just disappeared from the radar. I don't know, there's so much we can tell from the outside, obviously, but just judging from like the way the players have been and what I've heard from my colleagues here from the North American side, it seems like sometimes they have like, not motivational issues per se maybe, but it's like they're, once they've been that high, now that they've, you know, kind of hit the rock bottom again, it's hard for them to climb back into it and get their groove going once again.
That's got a name, NIP syndrome. We've seen it yesterday. Of course, there is a lot of questions being raised regarding that roster. We're looking forward to discussing that further when we do get into those playoffs. But still, we do have to address what is coming up and in what order. We are starting this day. We are just hitting the ground running, sprinting, in fact, for day 2 here at IEM Katowice. We'll bring up the schedule, be able to see that our first game our first game is none other than Navi Virtus Pro. I mean, what a way. That used to be a very classic matchup. Of course, saying used to be, you have already hinted at the lack of shine to Navi's gameplay.
That's true, but I had the same thought in Vegas when they played SK. I was like, SK looks way better. This is going to be a wash for them. But actually, when it comes to these matchups, they're always close games, simply because, you know, both lineups are so storied. Probably both teams rise to the occasion to an extent, and you will hardly see a blowout when it comes to a Navi versus VP, Navi versus SK, VP versus SK, right? No matter how maybe a team has fallen in terms of form.
And with that said, talking of falling in form, we have yet to discuss, you see that SK's second matchup, Natu, Heroic. These guys they were one of the few that deviated from that player break and actually were making big upsets.
I think
where's their fall?
I mean, big picture in Denmark right now, it's just a massive amount of talent. It's just ridiculous. Right. It's out of this world. It's very much unfair for someone from Serbia or Finland, right? Yeah. I mean, we don't have that too much, do we?
We can't form one team, let alone three.
I think it's a very, very interesting combination of having these youngsters coming and then have two more, you know, veteran, especially Madi, obviously being the veteran in the team, and then, you know, kind of have that Pokemon school going on there, trying to teach the youngsters to the ways of the champions.
Well, there are some big games along the way, as apart from our first one. We'll have plenty of time to discuss that VP-Navi matchup, but just running with that Navi thread for a moment, we get Navi SK. You talked about it previously over in Vegas, and you said that despite it looking like it should have been a mismatch, when they collide, there was still quite the show. I mean, can you recap of what exactly we witnessed there?
I mean, that first map was Mirage, and that was, I think, triple overtime or double overtime, an extremely exciting game. Unfortunately, the second map, Train, was pretty one-sided. Probably, you know, Navi felt a bit, you know, deflated after a first map like that. It reminded me a lot about Columbus, where it was also first map Mirage, very close, and then second map Overpass. You know, the Brazilians just run over Navi. But you know, it's something that when it comes to a best of one, the map is obviously going to be something that's probably you know, solid for both teams. So I would expect another close game, regardless of how well SK has been doing recently or how underwhelming Navi has been.
It is crazy to me just how well we've seen kind of when Navi's form just rise and fall in this very unpredictable nature, Natu. I mean, I remember that New York success. I remember, like, Simple is in the roster. They've won a tournament. There's tears on the stage. And then there has just been a very gradual kind of deceleration.
Yeah, this the Navi VP matchup, that's the finals of the New York event, right? And I mean, ever since, it's just like I said it when they first put this team together. When you have these kind of personalities in a team and you have a lack of a really like a distinct in-game leader, it just kind of seemed like trouble for me. Especially the timing of the coaching rule coming in is obviously they planned that team around having a coach who's going to in-game lead. And I mean, there's so much you can kind of teach to an individual of how to be an in-game leader. If you don't have the right personality, you're not going to be able to have the confidence of your teammates.
Lack of an in-game leader and a leader in general, right? There's like too many personalities clashing. Perhaps when you talk about Navi SK, what better tournament to reminisce than Katowice last year, right? We had that insane semi-final game with Overpass and all the boosts that people were probably trying to save for the major, but both teams were so, like, they wanted to win so bad, especially Navi, because they pulled out a couple of boosts that we didn't see before.
Oh, you don't have to remind me. I had the luxury of being in that casting
Blew
scene.
your mind.
My mind was blown. Yes, indeed. And we do get to see Fallen playing another opponent as well. Later on today, you get SK Virtus Pro. Now, Natu, let's get your opening thoughts on this one. This is probably one of our headline games for today, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, the word on the street is that SK has been wrecking everyone in practice. I mean, we know better. Practice results are one thing, but at the same time, we know the caliber that SK can be. And having this kind of a top 3 rivalry thing going on between SK, VP, and then Astralis as well, I think it's an interesting dynamic going further here, for sure.
And talking of further, Fur.
Exactly. That's where I was going, Alex.
Yeah.
Nice one. So it's not just that, you know, people have been saying SK has been doing really well in practice. Like, Fur is dropping a 30 bomb every game. And besides that, you just look at the official games, he's had an amazing 2017 so far. Even with Fox in the lineup still at the E-League Major, and after that when they brought in Phelps, he's just had a great run of form. Is it because there's more room for him since Phelps joined, or is it just him having, you know, a good run early on. It's maybe too early to tell, but it's one of the main reasons why SK had such a great run in Vegas.
And a victory versus Virtus Pro, fresh from Vegas. I mean, it was a huge success, a big victory for them. Virtus Pro have kind of thrown the gauntlet down, suggesting should they win here in home turf, lift the trophy, they will be regarded as the world's best team.
I mean, also the array of teams they beat on their way up. Astralis, I think it was North in the semifinal, yes. And then last but not least, SK. And this is a matchup that has so much history in it, because in the 2 runs at the majors that SK had, LG at one of them, VP was the team that took them to their limits. They were the only team that could basically challenge them at that tournament, and SK managed to beat them both times and win the major. And then after Cologne, slowly it was VP, first at New York, then we had it at E-League major as well, you know, starting to come back in that matchup and take a couple of wins for themselves. So it's probably the most exciting matchup right next to VP Astralis that we have right now.
For me, the fact of the matter is that VP is one of the teams that doesn't get deflated no matter what really happens on the server. They might be losing a silly round, but the round after, they'll be right back at it and just going stronger and stronger.
And so, I mean, we are going to get stronger and stronger as this day progresses, because that's going to be right at the end. I mean, it is, you believe me, we may have faltered towards the end of yesterday, but we are back fresh.
We're only human, of course.
Yes, we apparently. I thought you were just like an analyst robot. That's what I thought. We'll leave it there.
Well, you're a machine, Alex.
I knew you were going to use my awful nickname against me. I realized, set that up. Anyway, we are going to go ahead and disappear because we want to prepare. We want to make sure that the players are ready. We are ready to give you a real lowdown and breakdown of how Navi VP is going to go down. It will. That's right. It's quite the way to start the day. So wake your friends up. Tell your mum to sit down and watch some Counter-Strike, because we're going to be right back with your first game, Navi VP, after the break.
Do you want to feel like a pro gamer? Wait no more. Greatness awaits you with Intel Extreme Masters certified PCs and notebooks. When you see unique IEM certified stickers on the outside, you will find high-grade components with Intel Core i5 and Core i7 processors inside. Every purchase includes in-game content and supports the total prize purse of Intel Extreme Masters World Championship. Feel like a pro.
Ready? Huh? Hey, he's a good boy, huh? You ready? Huh?
Start your esports career now at play.eslgaming.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to ESL Code! Two headshots in a row, and Phoenix about to bring it back now. All on Nico. Trying to see if they can get the defuse and Nico. Oh no, Phoenix!
Has to keep Virtus Pro alive. Taco once closer. AW getting done.
Fresh from Vegas, Virtus Pro look to cement their place at the top of Counter-Strike Global Offensive. I could have said CSGO and it would have rhymed. Hello, Yanko and Natalie joining us. It is an early start. Either way, we're back to kick things off. It is our second day, and we've got ourselves Navi VP. What a way to open things up. Just getting to see those two rosters on paper, I'm sure every CS fan is excited, and of course you guys fit that category. Is excitement the right word when you get to see what form Navi are in and what Virtus Pro are bringing from Vegas?
I think it is. I think it's always going to be exciting when these two teams clash. On one hand, you have the VP, the Plow, the machinery. On the other hand, you have the incredible individual talent with the likes of Simple, Flamey, Guardian, right, who can always produce highlight moments. So it's just a matter of what will we get this time.
Against a VP that is known for having this massive synergy, and it's such an enjoyment to watch them play. A lot of the times you see just the way their individuals are able to react to things so well, so quickly, according to what their teammates are doing, what's happening overall in every situation. So yeah, it's an interesting dynamic to see these teams play.
Yeah, and Virtus Pro on our screens now, we have to give them, you know, I mean, here, not only on home turf, but also trying to do what they couldn't last year, which is lift the trophy in front of that home crowd. It is the, you know, it's what they want. It's what they desire. It's something special.
Obviously, last year they barely scratched into the playoffs, and that was not a glorious run that they've had, running into Fnatic in the first round. So now, obviously, a whole different VP, actually a contender, probably the main favorite alongside Astralis and SK for the whole thing. So that added to the all home turf stuff is going to make them a scary animal.
They are a scary beast. There's no doubt about it. I think, I mean, Natu, you can kind of remind everyone that there wasn't really anybody who could touch Virtus Pro in Vegas to an extended extent. I mean, that grand final wasn't particularly crazy.
Yeah, and it's funny to see how it seems like they need that extra fire going for them just because of how long these guys have played an eternity at this point in time. And it's like you see Taz just literally like creating fire through that Caribou tweet, the whole thing. And I do enjoy that. I like that factor to this, that we need to have that kind of rivalry thing going on, something that really riles up these players. And, you know, right now when you see VP, they've always been a team that goes to these highs, and then they'll be up there for a while, and they'll have a bit of a decline, and they'll be like 12 months ago, like we discussed last Katowice, they were nowhere near being a contender to a tournament. Who would have thought 12 months later they're going to be the favorite probably to go into this tournament?
It's a very unique circumstance for Virtus Pro. They're a very, very special little treasure for Counter-Strike for sure, showing that persistence can pay off, not necessarily always. We learned that in Group A. Let's start then with some telestration, because one of the elements in their success in Vegas was Cobble. We saw an awful lot of Cobble, and Yanko's hopefully going to enlighten both myself and you guys at home with a little bit of a breakdown.
I don't know if it's possible to enlighten you, Alex. I think we're beyond redemption, but let's take a look at Cobble, one of VP's home maps. Take a note at the clock. There's 41 seconds left at this point, so this is where VP has just taken map control. You can see that they're slowly shifting towards the B bomb site. Snacks on the lurk, something that he's very, very good at. So we can start playing the clip right now. You can see how they're slowly moving, picking up the bomb, and this is something that VP is good in general, right? They know how to methodically take map control without losing any of their players. They will squeeze their opponents out, basically force them to take a risk, force them to make a gamble, because Cobble is notoriously a difficult map to be aggressive on the CT side, and you will see how methodical they are, right? Bialy, his teammate is right behind them. They're always in a position to trade. You can see the utility being used. The little utility they have is being used in the best way possible. So these are the main strengths of VP. If Bialy doesn't get the kill, his teammate is behind to get the trade. It doesn't have to be any single individual making a play for VP to win the round. More so, it has to be just their teamwork, having a good flow, the communication being right, and that's it.
Yeah, I mean, the great thing for VP right now, when they're in this situation, how well they're playing, is just looking at the small distance they have between one another, just like you said, to enable that possibility for a trade, because you'll always have that guy coming in with just short enough distance to the first guy to be able to trade. And that's one of the factors we see a lot of teams fail at, actually. Even in the top tier teams, is when they're out of sync, as we say. It's when you see teams go way too separated from one another.
And I mean, they do seem like a bit of a boa constrictor when you watch them just slowly. It's like a plague, like spreading creep in StarCraft. Eventually, they're going to get there.
Similar, what you'll see this on train all the time, like taking slow control of Ivy and have someone in teammate, have someone down ladder, and then as they get more information, they suddenly just explode onto the site, everyone's dead, and they win the round. So it's like clockwork.
But I mean, talking of train, we should probably find out what the map is. We can go ahead and just quickly roll through
Train or
those
Cobble,
vetoes.
as Yona pointed out, they always play one of the two maps.
What, when they meet, it's just one of two?
Yeah, well, most of the time, yeah. There was
Pick and choose.
There was a bit of mirage there, right, in between in a best of 3. But for a best of 1, that sounds like the likely scenario.
I mean, let's just explain the thought process behind your call quickly. They're not going to be playing anything particularly outrageous because it's a best of 1.
No cash, no new. Yeah, in general, when it's a best of 1, it's going to be something that suits both teams. So no cash, no nuke, probably
no overpass.
No overpass. I don't think so. I don't think no Cobble because Navi probably isn't confident enough to play Cobble against VP. This is where VP decides to beat overpass. They are a perfectly good, strong team on that, but they have stronger maps. When it's Cobble and Train left, they'll play those maps rather than overpass, especially against Navi, who's one of their stronger maps is overpass at the moment.
So banning against your opponent's strength as well. It looks like Navi were given the choice between Cobble or Train. Means they won the coin toss and they have opted to go for Train. That makes a lot of sense, I guess, Natu.
Yeah, I mean, Cobble's been a map for not. Well, actually, for both teams,
kind of pro at the moment. Though.
Yeah, well, at the moment, yeah. But if you go back a couple of months, it was a bit of a interesting, flimsy map for one of the maps that they kind of iffy here and there. But then, again, they found something that they really started to play well. On Navi, on the other hand, they've really lost on Cobble. So, I mean, when it came down to these two, that's like the lesser of the two evils, I guess.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. The reason I'm kind of staring at my laptop is because I remember a very memorable Cobble, believe it or not. It was over in Vegas. It was that 12-3 down, and they managed to overcome the odds. I'm just trying to remember their opponent. They were 12-3 down on the half.
Atlanta versus North. 12-3 down.
Yeah,
that's the badge. It was Atlanta.
And 13-2 comeback on the 13-1.
And against
on
Optic,
the CT side.
On Optic as well. They played in the group, I think.
Yeah.
PP did.
It's just crazy to me how this team has shown. They're one of the most resilient squads that we've seen. Of course, Immortals proves that they can do that as well. Some resilience there. But generally, we have seen.
To put that in.
It was a shout out to Hayes. He gave me that one. Yeah. But with that said, we've got the maps. We've got Navi VP about to start off our day. Nice, for a gun to start off the show. It's a pretty loud one. Let's get those predictions going, though, Natu. I'd like to know where you see this one going. You know it's Train. You know that VP and Navi always put on a show. What are you saying?
They definitely do. I still feel like, from what I've seen recently, that VP is going to be the one taking this. They've just felt like they've found, again, the right pace of how they, like Yako was explaining, the fact that how you kind of pinch in, you get that first pick, and then the way they time their attacks, especially on the T side, so they make it super confusing for the CTs, is something they're so much on point. My only concern would be it's early game, it's the first game, it's the best of one, sitting on the wrong foot could be a bit of a hassle for them, but I think in the big picture it should be VP.
Just extending that, are VP seen as slow starters?
Not so. I don't think they're slow starters per se, but I think generally speaking, a lot of teams feel like there's all certain elements to the early games always.
Okay, fine. And Yanko, what are you saying?
I think Ivy will be the crucial area of the map because on VP CT side, that's where they had issues. Pasha was playing it, that they switched roles with Neo. Now Pasha is the rotator towards B, Neo is holding Ivy. So on VP's T side as well, that's where they put a lot of emphasis in their default. So for Navi, it's going to be maybe on Navi's T side, try to exploit Ivy. And on their CT side, try to be aggressive there. Don't let VP take control of that. If they can do that, I think they can have a fighting chance. But otherwise, I think Navi, VP is just looking like too practiced at the moment and just too good in general. I'm going with VP.
And when you're mentioning the name Pasha as well, we do see 2 VP predictions coming in. Hasn't Pasha been kind of a bit of a catalyst to some of this success, Yona? I mean, we've seen him rocking it at the moment. For someone that was actually quite often criticized on analyst desk, we'd sit there and say, not necessarily weak link, but weaker.
He's found his spot in the team. Like, he's not the most mechanically skilled player, let's be honest. Like, I don't think anyone thinks that. He's quite clumsy, actually. But then, I mean, it's all about, finding this team has been a unit that's always been able to change up who's going to be taking which role. And he's just found his right slot in the team, and it functions within this unit correctly right now.
All right, he's the perfect cog in the Virtus Pro machine, and we are going to be seeing if it can run over Na'Vi. In an interview recently, Guardian compared Na'Vi to a dysfunctional family. Well, we'll see if 1 week has been enough to fix their issues. If they've been to family counseling, we will find out. Train will be the therapy lounge, and we're going to find out how Train does go down after a very short break. Your casters are waiting in the wings. You get the lovely faces of Henry G and Sado to wake you up after this.
Na'Vi Virtus Pro, what a way to start the day. Poland is the home country of Virtus Pro, and this year, unlike last, I will agree with the desk. They go into this tournament, has to be one of the favorites, if not the favorite. So that's exciting in itself, but Na'Vi is in desperate need of results.
Absolutely, and that said, this matchup on paper, regardless of form, is always going to be a really good game. These Tier 1 games are always exciting. Matt, I heard you didn't get it cast enough train yesterday, so they've managed to get it back in again.
I didn't see enough pistol rounds specifically.
Well, there you go. Well, we're going to get straight into it. It's going to be Na'Vi starting on the T side here. 3 sets of armor, a couple of smokes and a Molotov as well, but that fast play from Taz, as usual, towards lower ramp. He finds a kill with the CZ and takes down a huge scalp in the form of Simple. And Bialy, he wants it a little bit more there. Does some damage towards Flamey.
Good news is, for Bialy's sake, with this information, they've rotated over. So unlike certain situations when fast plays occur and they make it down the lower ramp, he can actually back into the site and not be greeted by a terrorist that slipped in the other doorway. They leave Taz close with Pasha. Bialy backs far from the action. Still on, surprisingly, after that exchange and the re-peek at that. 100 HP, so no damage dealt toward Virtus Pro with Simple down.
Yeah, that's a really good start for Taz, especially. He's got the Superman by the CZ. That's actually quite rare to see on a CT side. A new approach, maybe. Kind of interesting. The fact he's going aggressive towards that lower ramp gives him a bit more survivability there. But the 5 and 4 comes in. It looks like Na'Vi will be adjusting towards inside. They have those 2 smokes and the Molotov for the post plant. Some teams use the Molotov towards connector as well to stop rotations as they're going in. But you can see Pasha's towards inside as well. And Bialy, they're actually really set for this one.
Spools are spammable, but not so much with pistols, so he'll be able to control the peak. There's the Superman stepping up. Down to 4 bullets left in the mag, though. He's going to back off. That pulls them into Pasha. He manages a 1-for-1, but it's still all good because it's a 4 versus now 1. It was 2. But Gordian taken down by Snack Seized will try to make amends with everything in front of him, but that's not going to happen. Bialy jumps over the top, and it goes 1-0 VP.
You can't get much more wrecked than that in a pistol round. That just went powerfully for Virtus Pro, reading it absolutely to perfection. Push towards inside at the beginning of the round. We talked about that Superman buy, which is quite rare on the CT side, actually. A CZ and body armor allows him to go towards the lower ramp, finds one kill, doesn't take any damage. Bialy's there backing him up from the upper ramp as well. They can't really chase him down towards lower, and they actually stack towards inside as well. That's where Navi end up going. The smokes don't really do too much for them, and no bomb plant comes in. So a force buy comes into the second round. Interestingly, Guardian will be force buying him with Deagle and body armor, and sees he'll just be on the P250. That's a strange series of events. He'll fully invest, though. Smoke's going towards outside. Operation, get the bomb down as quickly as possible.
Smokes land in tandem.
Need this plan.
Could be set for the default, but the positions are perfect from Virtus.pro. Bialy still on ticket booth, can see above toward A main, and Snacks has already spotted one walking out from Pop Dog. They're trying to get that bomb over toward B now instead because they've sold the rotation. Nade will work to take down Edward. But Pash is the first to realize we haven't seen enough. There's got to be something else going on. Molotov could be interesting because it denies the default. They'll have line of sight toward the other two plants. Flaby's already found. And as the Molotov's there, does it go far enough? They're going to get the plant. I was going to say they could start to sneak up and deny it, but that's job done, Virtus.pro, to get additional income early. Guardian looking for some kills that would benefit his money, but Seized gets the only in this. There's been one kill in each of the previous rounds, but it's 2-0 VP. And with that force buy, they're not going to buy in this one.
Yeah, certainly not. And Guardian gets the plant down as well. That's an extra $300 for him, so that works out quite nicely. So yeah, Fulika going into this round, VP a chance to farm some cash, and Navi, like we said, buying into that next round should be able to get the AWP out, especially if they can get another plant down here. What's the plan? Have a look at the buy coming in. A couple of P250s, a Tech Knife, a Flamey. No grenade should be purchased here, really. Maybe just group it towards the inside bomb site. Try and get a trade, and if you can get a cheeky plant down, that'd be great. They'll be dropping the bomb in T-spawn for now. In terms of aggression from the CT side, I can see Taz nice and close towards that lower ramp once again. Pasha will be backing him up, and it'll be quite a passive hold. No one has to overcommit, of course. The idea is not to give anything away and deny the plant going down. So it's up to Simple. See whether he can use his Desert Eagle at the start of the round to open things up. It's going to be a very tough task indeed, but if there was a man to do it, he would be it. Unfortunately, Snacks gets the better of him.
Snacks gets the better of him, but Bialy's going to try and swing wide, play from E-Box, cover off just in toward Pop Dog. Has eyes on A main from Snacks, and Neo with a smoke down just checks Ivy quickly, but it's back over to B once more for Navi. And a potential to try and go for a plant. Taz on the bomb train itself this time will watch upper. Pasha's there tasked with watching the ramp entrance.
Yeah, not really much they can do here. They're going to get mowed down wherever they go. Pasha should be picking up 2 or 3 kills. Taz to finish things off, but maybe they can have some sort of distraction. A Guardian towards upper by himself. He'll try and take the aggro away, and then his teammates will get ready towards lower. There we go. If he does manage to find a kill, that'd be amazing, but very unlikely. But let's see if he can find Taz. Unfortunately not. And here comes the spray down. So that's going to be Taz finding the first 2. Make it 3, all headshots, farming $1,800 there. And he even gets the 4th as well. So a lot of money coming into his bank account indeed. 3-0 for Virtus.pro, but we do get the AWP for Guardian. So this is where they'll come into their own. And I'm expecting to see something maybe a little bit faster than Virtus.pro. You know, Taz like to push towards that lower ramp, get that first kill. He's only got the SMG this time. Same story for Neo on the FAMAS as well. So a little bit of a bonus round, maybe they can push towards Ivy. Just something a bit unorthodox to try and catch Navi off guard.
Let's see if it works. Guardian now on his AWP is going to go fast.
Snacks.
Pop Dog down. Gets there early. No one pushing it, so he's got position to work with and now can start to use that little bit of room he's been given to start looking elsewhere, but he's gone back up the ladder and he wants to look down into B instead rather than try and pick into the A site. Pasha, meanwhile, finds Simple first to go down as with the pistol round in this particular instance, and Guardian has to wait for the smokes to dissolve before he can even start looking toward that B site.
Applying a lot of pressure there towards Ivy and the upper ramp position as well. Taz takes some damage there, but they get the opening frag, taking down Simple once again. Back towards inside we go. It has to be the execution at this point. They have no map control anywhere else on the map, so maybe just a contact play. Guardian walking down that lower ramp. Flashbang goes in, he tries to get the pick. If he gets it, they'll just explode on towards the bomb site here.
Spots in, flames down, Guardian pushes through it, but it's Taz to walk out. Timing and patience as always, finds 2 with the UMP. Pasha tries to spray through smoke, but he's got to be a little bit careful. He's only on 16 HP. It's a healthy situation, 5 versus 2, but even still, stay efficient. As Edward starts to look at upper to find long picks. The first he'll arrive on will be Snacks. That's outside of the Z connector itself. Bomb, Hands of Seized, is going to try and work down the ramp and get inside of the site, but Edward needs to be the first to find a pick, if they even make this work. 32 seconds, there it is. Edward's got Pasha. Now, Seized has to confront Taz, but he's not ready for his position, who finds the 3rd kill in the round, and they know Edward's at upper. That should be the round itself.
Absolutely. Well, it's going to be Taz farming a lot of money there, and he upgrades to the AK-47 again. So this is actually looking very promising for VP. We just talked about it, applying pressure to the key parts of the map towards inside the upper platform and towards Ivy as well, finding kills on either side. And now it's forward Edward that will be taken down by Neo there at 5 seconds remaining, and 4-0 in favor of VP. Looking very good for them on the CT side here. $13,000 for Taz, and he managed to stay alive as well. You can see the aggro being taken away by his teammate towards the connector area as well. Easy spray down from Spools, and we go into another eco situation for Na'Vi. 4th state loss bonus means they get $2,900. Not really enough to buy with. A partial buy is absolutely fine. So some tech lines, deagles, a couple of smokes, make it 3, and probably more the same. Try to get the bomb down towards outside. The smokes are being deployed pretty quickly here, and 3 players rushing towards Ivy. So they might just go all in here and try and get that first pick, at least a trade.
Neo walks back out, but Edward gets the shot on the deagle instead. Flamey wants the AK. Where's it gone? Too far away. No, it went the other direction. He's looking for it, but it went through the smoke. He was so close to getting it, and it disappears out from under, but it may not matter. Edward's got a kill. A second on the deagle for Na'Vi, and seized. Oh, Tech 9, perfect lineup, takes Pasha. Pasha couldn't land a shot toward E-Box before, and sees might catch him off, goes in between them. Taz isn't ready for it, and he turns around and catches Snacks. Lovely round with the pistols.
Well then, a couple of smokes as they're deploying themselves towards the Ivy area, and it's Edward who nails a couple of 1-digs there, just what they needed. Looked like they got quite unlucky with the grenade throwing that AK away, but it did not matter in the end. Simple, seized, and Edward doing some great work there with the upgraded pistols, and we go into round number 6. Na'Vi post their first round here, and a double orb set up for VP, Neo and Pasha. Neo, when he was the main AWP of the team, he was very good on train, indeed, and we've seen this kind of mix thrown around quite a lot, the AWP on this team. Another one, apart from maybe Bialy and Taz that don't use it, got 3 players that are very proficient with the AWP. Right now, I'd say the main AWPer is Pasha, then Snacks as well, depending on the map. Neo's still very good at more the defensive style, the turret style, especially on a map like Train, holding towards inside and connector. He can be very deadly indeed, but obviously, we always have to take care when we're up against Guardian. Tactical pause from Na'Vi after winning that round. They have a full buy here, and they do have 3 pauses remaining, so just a chance to work out what's been going wrong so far, how can we adapt? Those fast rounds seem to be working very nicely indeed. As we get into it now, it's going to be round number 6. A full buy for either side, and the double orb set up for the first time for the Polo squad.
So 4-1 Na'Vi get around with pistols. They pick up a few guns to carry over, and they build their bank up by a significant margin. Chance to break VP just like that. Themselves won't get much income afterward, but having won an eco, they didn't have to invest much here, so they'd be able to force in the next. So it's actually Na'Vi that surprisingly finds themselves in a slightly better situation if they pick up this round.
Good start though for Na'Vi. Pasha was towards that upper platform position once again. He gets Molotoved out and smoked, so he has to fall back now. So he does not have control of that map, means they have to commit 2 players towards inner. And right now, pretty good stuff from Na'Vi in terms of the default. Working towards Ivy as well, just trying to take vision away from the CTs, force some rotations here, but Neo waiting towards his position with the AWP. Someone will jump across. Oh, I thought he was going to nail that shot. Unfortunately, he narrowly slips by the terrorist there, and he takes some nade damage down to 63.
And that's cause for a swap of placement. They'll bring Snacks over with a rifle to watch the 2 players that are now outside of Ivy. Leave the op to watch from Hitchin toward A main. Smoked off his Snacks, crosses over. Neo gets top train to watch if they get by that and still see toward A main. Wants to take a look at Pop Dog first because there's a chance they can get a line up onto him. So Molotov to make sure they can't peek him. And now his attention turns back toward A main. Cross Molotov's out. First one bounces to hit the cubby. Second one goes a little bit further. There should be absolutely no one up close when Seized gets in position. But a counter Molotov buys space. Smoke disallows the peek. It's all a game of back and forth. But Bialy, meanwhile, has found Simple bottom of the ladder. Starts off well. The attack now comes in. Edward from A main, 2 from Ivy. One of them down. Snacks finds the first kill. He's low on HP on 5. But from A main, it's Edward that was immediately taken down as well. So things not going well for Na'Vi on this, the gun round for them that they just basically were, I mean, it would have been a gun round either way, but basically were given by winning the eco. And now Guardian's left with an op that he may have to consider saving. In fact, he will. 4 seconds left, so no time to do anything.
He'll definitely save. He's got $3,700 residual cash, so he can drop a weapon for his teammate. He obviously already has the AWP as well, so that's a good call from them. But Na'Vi started off so well, pushing the CTs back there, but it's Simple going down once again. He must be, 1 for 5. He seems to be the first frag given away almost every single round. Towards Pop Dog this time, Bialy just waiting for him. I saw it on my screen. It was a pretty simple procedure. He drops into his crosshair, found that first frag, and then we have another pause going on here. Actually, we're back into it. Don't worry. It's all fine. think there's a small technical issue there, but here we go. In terms of the buy for Na'Vi, Flamey's only got $1,500, but we said that was fine. They should be able to squeeze a buy out of this just about. Edward is down to the Glil, but Guardian, he hasn't been in the best of form recently. We've seen some glimmers of hope from a couple of tournaments and some big games, but for me, he hasn't really returned to greatness as of yet. He's currently on 1 for 5, so we'll see whether he can step up here as we go into round number 7. A lot of pressure on his shoulders. Fast play. This is what's working on the Tech 9, so let's give this a go once again, but the utility locks them out of position.
Snax nades in. That should bounce well toward Guardian. Takes him down to 54. He was tagged slightly beforehand, so I think it was about 30 damage the nade did. But he's still going to hunt with the AWP. Neo with his up is at sandwich. They're about to greet each other, but Neo's looking the wrong direction. Guardian,
Yeah,
he would have hit that any day of the week.
expecting to hit those. You can see the gun barrel there of Neo as well. So waiting for his opportunity. If Neo extends a little bit more, could take him down. Might happen as well.
Neo's turned back though. Neo got a shot toward the ladder when Flamey entered through. He's gone since, but Bayali's still on top of the site, and Guardian's on 4. He's tagged further. He's done well to find an opening kill. That gives C's room to get Bayali down. Watch the rotation, Taz. A 1 versus 1 headshot position for C's, and he jumps up to hit it as well. It's down to Pasha, the second op in play. So things looked very grim for a moment there, Na'Vi. Guardian misses a shot. They find 2 to counter out the entry, and yet still they get picks that are favorable. Virtus Pro taking down on rotations, and Pasha, far shot, is going to hold to see if he can get further guns down. Has a kit in this, but with the op, yeah, I think that's the better call. Back out of it. Money still hasn't developed back since losing that eco. They've got money to buy in the next. Pasha saves the op, the rest will be able to afford weapons.
Yeah, if he says the AWP, they're still in a decent position there, but what a brawl of a round that was. Na'Vi going for the fast play at the start, locked out with the Molotovs and the smokes. I thought, okay, that's going to shut them down and get it picked off one by one again. It started off like that, but Guardian, he hits a shot, then C's doing a very good job. Once he gets some positional control towards that bomb site, he's actually doing a very good job funding the headshots with the AK-47. Guardian will take down Pasha to finish things off there, and we're going to round number 8. Like you said, a buy still available for Na'Vi. Na'Vi at VP, I mean, but Na'Vi needs to be very careful. Another reset potential. They need to start getting a string of rounds together after the reinvestment. They're all down to about $1,000 here. C's even less than that. So Flamey even yet to post a frag. So very early days. We're going to number 8. Single AWP setup this time. It is for Neo. So he seems to be back to full-time AWPing responsibilities on this map. And the fast inside play once again. Get control of the brown halls. Edward trying to challenge towards that lower ramp. Pasha won't be there this time. So this is a good map control for them. The 4 players towards the side of the map suggests something quite fast at the start. Contact play towards upper as well. I like this a lot.
Edward in position. Taz waiting, flashed off moves. That gives Edward a lot of room. Look how much he's gone in. Smoke goes down now. He's already a tanker. He's easily got Pasha in front of him. Misses the shots though. That's a big misplay. Virtus Pro capitalized. Bomb's gonna go down. Smoke off Pasha. Bialy rather. He's gonna try and get around, but Pasha gets caught by Seized. Bialy's gonna be found as well, trying to sneak up the side. Flamey firing through. Has done massive amount of damage. 20 HP left for Flamey. As a nade goes up above, that's going to find Neo. Decent damage. That hit Bialy, it was a kill easily. Snax as well, 22. Simple is going to pounce onto him. Easy shot for Simple to pick up. Low HP on both the VP remaining players. This should be the round for Na'Vi. It will be, and that, I think, breaks Virtus Pro. Just to confirm, yep, that's going to put them in a very tight position. So Na'Vi clawing back into this game slowly.
Yeah, interesting approach there from Na'Vi. Towards the upper ramp they go. A couple of flashbangs, hoping to catch a VP off guard there, and it almost fell apart. Pasha somehow evading death there from Edward, who had a clean shot in the back. He gets taken down, but they did so much damage in the process of getting towards that ends-up bomb site that Simple can mow them down. Finds 3 towards the end. One of the flashes of kills, but he did the job. And now the inside push with the PT-50. It's Bialy, and he's going to be greeted by Guardian and his UMP. Taz gets one in return, but that should be all he'll get here, as it looks like the T's will be committing here towards the lower ramp. We'll make sure they eradicate all risks here with the smoke being deployed towards lower. And there it is. Edward deals with the trouble towards upper ramp.
Find by Seized as Snax gets caught climbing ladder. He's known for trying to take advantage of map control, specifically at Pop Dog. Go for the flanks. Doesn't work. Oh, Simple denies Neo. It was inevitable they would get a bomb plant down or win the round, so the knife was the only choice to get extra money at that point. Even if he kills Simple and denies it, great. You could argue he gets more than the pistol, but it wasn't going to win the round.
Here's the replay of Simple. All of these players were very low HP, I think, apart from that one. So it's 3 kills, 3 very important ones, but ultimately that's walk in the park for a player like Simple. We're going
I like
to...
the demonic voice at the end of that. Slowed down. Where it says terrorist swing.
Oh, right, okay. I didn't catch that. I was talking.
It's fine. I was listening to him, not you. Taz gonna wait down below. It's funny how pace and economy dictates gameplay so much, right? You look at the overtimes yesterday, everyone's got money. Fast, you know, very quick rounds, fast, dynamic, different play than we normally see. Intense rounds. But now you've got to play a long, methodical, strategic game, and it's a very, very different form of Counter-Strike just compared to that overtime format. So, kind of interesting how much the economy does change CS. Obviously, everyone knows that, but it's a good example of it.
Oh, we had Taz there pushing towards the lower ramp once again. He finds one kill in the form of Edward as well, and he dinks Simple, but they have got the 4-on-4, which traditionally favors the terrorists, but considering Simple has been taxed so low, I'd say VP still have a pretty solid chance into this round. They're not committing just yet. Pop Dog flash. Simple trying to see if there's any footsteps or a sound cue from that, but Guardian heading towards the inner ramp now. Let's see if he can open things up, checking the close range quarters. And they could go for that Simple contact play once again. You can see the CDs are very weak in terms of utility. There's one smoke remaining now. One of those has been deployed towards the lower ramp. Flashes in, and they could actually bait this, you know. They could throw flashes, commit one player over, and I think that's exactly what's going to happen. Guardian will go now towards Pop Dog, try and find a pick. As Simple and Flamey wait towards the upper ramp.
So Guardian shows himself in that presence. Seized is out inside of A as well from A main. And with the smokes down, Bialy and Snacks are forced to stay on A. They're just going to rotate. Now it's too late. Pasha's down. They'll get towards Z. Bomb! Oh no, Simple! Oh no, jumped off Craters, drops bomb. It gives time for a retake to get in place because they're already inside of the site by the time the bomb goes down. It's still a one-man advantage. I have to see that from Simple's perspective. I think he jumped as well. Talking about it with Taz in chat, but it may not matter because Bialy's forced off of it. 1 versus 3, he'll cower away. There's no chance in the round for the retake, so it'll be 5-5.
Well, after the crater, you don't see many of those these days. I think like he probably tried to jump down towards the spools. I'm not sure. You can jump off there and not take any damage.
He was further out than that.
Oh, really? He
jumped
just jumped straight onto the floor?
I mean, even if he landed on the train, I didn't see what his HP was. I think he was dead no matter what. But if he just walked off the ledge and landed, I don't think he would have cratered. That's kind of funny.
Well, that is pro.
They're still chatting about it. Taz is making fun of him. It's a good time.
After trying to push inside, it still had a weak bar into that previous round. Taz, of course, tries to push that lower ramp. Gets 1 kill, gets taken down by Simple at that point. Na'Vi, they show a lot of presence towards outside. Smokes, flashbangs, Guardian tried to get the pick. He does force some rotation as well, just Pasha alone towards that inside area. He gets taken down, split between upper and lower, and at that point, not really much VP could do to get back into that round. They save an M4 here. Bialy will be taking that, and we'll see whether this inside push works out once again. So much pressure applied to his position. They're going to get Edward down, and maybe a double kill as well. Simple has to work out whether this is worth it.
Shot on the first, but low HP. Can't do further battle. Nice shot, Guardian. So they try and slip up behind him. No scope in the face. Pasha's on 1 HP as well with 2 kills, but Neo's got an AK, picked it up toward Ivy. So guns in the round now. Bialy with armor as well, and a full arsenal of nades as well as a defuse kit. He's the hot hand, but Neo, he's very low. Bialy stands true to find only 1. Guardian gets the refrag. He's down to just 21 HP in a 1 versus 2, but no armor against him. Does have AKs, and at 21, that may be enough. Oh, Pasha. If he even thought about peeking right now, Guardian scoped in the wrong direction. He's trying to get aggressive to spot them out. He may have just gone for the bomb plant, but he's trying to overthink this a little bit. Pasha as well can't peek because 1 HP, but this angle, Guardian's gonna walk into him, and Pasha's got it.
Yeah, Guardian had no idea Pasha was there. Obviously could have gone for the plan, was trying to go for the more intelligent play, get towards CT spawn potentially, find a play in the backtrack, something like that. But that inside push from VoDs Pro has been relentless, and Na'Vi are ready and waiting for it as well. But this time the CZ's close range, very difficult to deal with those. And I do think we have a tactical timeout from VoDs Pro this time. So Snacks has the AWP. It's been Neo so far, to be fair, hasn't been hitting a massive amount of shots so far. Snacks still very capable, a lot flashier than Neo in terms of AWP style. So maybe that's the adjustment right now. Na'Vi finding a decent amount of rounds in a row. I think that's 4 in a row before VoDs Pro find that force buy. Well, not force buy, it's almost an eco victory there towards the lower ramp. Number 12 though, in terms of the buy for Na'Vi. Guardian on the AWP, of course, 4 AKs. The money's still in a decent position. They'll get a nice full buy out of this one. Just a chance to discuss with the coaches what the plan is going to go in this next round. It's always quite an interesting idea as to whether the CTs will adjust and go something very aggressive. That's why they're using the pause. Whether Na'Vi be expecting that and they go for a rush themselves and try and counter. Yet to be seen, but we get into round number 12 now. Taz with a decent spawn. He's just been such a beast towards that low round. He's got around 12 frags after 11 rounds, leading the charge for VP.
So smokes over onto A early. Flashes as well. Flames go down, but Edward pushes through. He gets toward the lane. Snacks is going to look down it. Edward will hold station. Look at Neo getting aggressive, but they're going to go in. Neo mistimed, I think. Miscommunication. He's looking, waiting for the flash, but doesn't turn away in time. Has to hold station. They may have caught off Flamey. But now, Edward has room to wrap around and pull back toward E-Box. Neo knows it. Knows he's there. Well played. Bialy finds the first kill. Neo adds the second. Bialy saves Neo by getting Simple, and Neo stays alive to get Guardian. 1-2 punch, and it's a 2-round lead from Virtus Pro.
Nice little adjustment there from VP. They're playing quite a passive game towards the outside area this time. This round, they're playing nice and aggressive. Crossfires right up towards the Pop Dog, the main entrance as well. Covering each other's back there. Bialy saving Neo a couple of times, actually, and doing a very good job indeed. And I think that has broken the economy of Na'Vi overall. 7-5 in favor of VP now. 2 rounds in a row for them. And in terms of the buy coming in, it's going to be Tech9s, Desert Eagles, 4 smokes, and a Molotov. So maybe more of the same here. And we'll see whether they can get the bomb down at all. But to be fair, they have won these rounds in the past. So we'll see whether this is actually going to be in their grasp, as they do show some presence towards Ivy position. 1 flashbang first from C's there, just to hold anyone who might be pushing that position and fall back so they can't get some vision towards T-spawn.
Down the stairs, into the halls. Taz and Pasha that are going to play up close for Virtus Pro, and Pasha below the ladder this time. So playing at spools a little bit closer to the ladder. Maybe not. Looks like he's backed up into them. Taz would counter smoke to hold them off, but it's the smoke entry. Watch the drop down. Fast, should be predictable. Ladder absorbs all the bullets. Simple gets the shot. Taz finds 2 from his position. A name on the map that I have attributed to his and how he plays in that spot, but it's still Virtus Pro to get kills despite the bomb plant, and 4 HP only for Edward. Flamey has yet to pick up a gun. He's got a Tech9 though, and that's gonna work. Shot onto Neo. Suddenly Bialy in a 1 versus 2. No nades. If he had one, could be enough to take both. It would certainly be enough to get Edward even from a decent range. As he gets closer and closer, no smoke to put on top of the bomb. Has a kit. There's no Molotov to be thrown against him, but he's got to find the angles. Quick tap, and that's going to be the peek out from Edward from above.
Do you know what's so cool about that? Simple has actually developed that smoke, so it has that tiny gap to check spools, and you can see it was a really difficult angle to actually hold from when you're in that position. He gets vision. The ladder was actually defending him a little bit as well. He gets that opening kill. His teammates going down towards the lower ramp. That was actually a really nice round for Na'Vi. We said they've won those rounds before. They do it again. Bialy left in that 2 versus 1, touches the bomb. Great way to actually take him down at that point, both faced at the same time. And we go into round number 14. No AWP available for VP. Taz going aggressive once again, potentially. He sets up that same smoke. We're just trying to bait his presence there and scare Na'Vi a little bit. Doesn't actually commit as of yet, but Guardian, he's got 2 teammates accompanying him towards Ivy here, looking for that first pick. No defuse kit for VP. A difficult round coming in.
Smoke off. Or rather, flash. I thought there was a smoke thrown with it, but there's only the 1. Neo, meanwhile, though, does have the smoke ready this time. That will go down. 3 outside of Ivy. Bomb drop back toward T-stairs. Bialy, bottom ladder, trying to figure out what's above him. Guardian is well boosted. Great play. Neo thinks his smoke is there to find and cover him off. Crosses over, nailed. Fast shot as well from Guardian.
Perfect little boost there. They've still got plenty of time to work with. 1 minute on the clock. Got the 5-on-4. The CTs, they're going to have to react at this point. Someone needs to find something. And we do have Bialy in towards that Pop Dog room once again. Simple above him. He has got the better of him a few times here. So whether Simple commits is yet to be seen. The bomb's still down towards T-spawn. Simple will flash it. Here we go. Play comes in. This time Simple gets the drop.
That actually is interesting. I'm going to touch on that. We see Snacks boost up. He's got line of sight toward a main. Does realize he sees one. Taps in, Simple's tagged down to 3. Nice shot from Snacks, takes Edward. It was Guardian, actually, that he shot, so 56. Simple's been tagged elsewhere. He's at Pop Dog and wants out. Flamey just going to rotate back around toward A main now, but bomb is dropped. Guardian found by Pasha, and Snacks taking advantage, spots 1 toward E-Box, back red. They know they're going for the default plant. Taz going to deny it just barely and turns to find Simple. Simple throwing that pop flash intentionally, because remember, there is a way to throw it so it doesn't bounce off the wall. Yeah. Throws it so it intentionally bounces and falls with it because he wants to catch the player rather than blind.
Turning around,
and it works out.
Yeah, that was actually really cool. 8-6 now. Will be VP to pick up the round there. That nice little boost coming in from Snacks towards Ivy. Manages to just about clinch it for them, and they've broken the economy. Really back and forth game so far, but VP have won the half. As we get into it, it's going to be Galil, aka AWP for Guardian. A couple of pistols, but we've seen them win rounds with less. Guardian fast towards Pop Dog this time, trying to open up the map, and he has got a target in front of him. That's Snacks, but smoked out for now. He'll have to fall back and recalibrate.
So not that it mattered because they won the round either way, but for economy, perhaps you could argue. Simple took exactly 12 damage from the jump. Apparently, and this is what I'm getting at, so I don't know if this is true or not, but this is what someone says. Apparently, he had exactly 12 damage. If he had walked instead of jumping, he would have taken 11 damage. This guy just tested it in a server. So he would have survived with 1 HP to plant the bomb.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Well, like you said, they did win the round, but Snacks, he might not do that because he gets taken down first. Bialy, he's fighting back. Great work from him. Managing to find kills towards main and Pop Dog. Flamey finally takes him down to bring it to a 3-on-3. Now a 3-on-2.
3-on-2 indeed. And guns no longer an issue for Na'Vi. They've got the advantage. Oh, they tag up and take down Taz. Seized, able to close out the kill. It's down to Pasha. He can arm wrestle 3 men and win, but now he's got to take on 3 men in the server. He's found the first already. Flash goes against it further than his footsteps and therefore doesn't lose much vision. He's going to back off, anticipating that it's already gone toward B. He's not wrong in assuming that they're trying to buy space, but he is wrong in assuming they have gone over toward the B site. And Guardian's going to confirm that it's clear. Bomb to go down. Pasha's just clearing out B train now. Which way does he elect to rotate? Pop Dog's tight choke point. He'll go towards Z connector instead. Molotov, flash, and a smoke with a kit. Smoke and a kit. Remember that. See if he tries to pull off any antics. They've already spotted him. They know he's rotating back over from B. A little bit of damage in, 46 HP. Throws the smoke early. Flash comes out. Does he try and tap the bomb? Because he's fully blinded up. Guardian's in the open, though. He's pushed through. Found Guardian. He's danced around the A-box so well from Guardian.
The Glock to finish it off there. You could see a bit of panic coming in from the terrorists there. They thought the defuse was coming in. They were a little bit too far away to hear the defuse sound cue, but it works out in the end. And Na'Vi, after the rough start, 5-1 down, Matt, they have a couple of Tech9 victories and managed to bring it to a pretty convincing scoreline. We always said this game is going to be good on paper, and I'm sure it's going to get better. We'll take a quick break, and we'll come back for the second half.
Split the difference, take the loose change. 8-7, as close as you like, Virtus Pro and Na'Vi. Meanwhile, on our second stream in another game, Cloud9, they're playing Nuke.
Playing Nuke against SK and winning right now, 9-6. I spoke to those guys quickly just before we get into this one. It's actually going to be Tim calling on that map instead of Stewie, and that's the adjustment they've made to allow Stewie to have a bit more freedom on the map, and it seems to be working. But that's neither here nor there as we get into the second half, and it's going to be Virtus Pro switching to the T side. 3 sets of armor and a fast play as the smokes are deployed as well, but there are CDs waiting on the other side. Bomb coming in very quickly indeed. No one to frag as of yet.
Just have to play that in 2 years, so good information. Pasha, though, meanwhile, finding 2 for Virtus.pro. The only 2 thus far, but Snacks will add. Make it 3. Guardian walks out. Simple finds another. It's a brawl again in the pistol round. Low HP for the Virtus.pro side, but the bomb is down, and they just have to sit back. Kit outside of the train. Simple's picked that up. Walks forward. Guardian's got a headshot, and very, very low HP for Neo, who now, instead of trying to take the fight, is going to try and get vision of the bomb. That's not going to work. They have a kit. Doesn't even matter. They'll pick up the round, and Na'Vi will take this 8-7.
That looked so promising for Virtus.pro. It was actually going to be, I thought they'd let Guardian have the defuse there, get that extra $300, but apparently not.
Maybe they just wanted to show Gambit how to do that.
Yeah, okay.
To be fair, he was at 4 seconds, so it was already less time to be held it, but
yeah, VP getting the first couple of kills there. Pasha there with the fast play. The smoke's down. Pretty standard pistol round there from VP. I thought that was it. It was done and dusted, but Guardian showing some amazing form there with the P2000. Manages to find 3 in total. Bomb planted though, and I was expecting a cheeky little force buy from VP there. I could kind of feel it coming, but not meant to be. AK's coming out in the third, and in terms of the buy for Na'Vi, quite a rifle-centric buy. You can see they've actually got 4 rifles, 2 Pharmacists, 2 M4s, 1 UMP. That's in the hand of Simple. And in terms of the buy for VP, just Glocks P250s. Like I said, rifles coming in the next round, so smoke, couple of flashbangs. Objective, you can get the bomb down here. Very unlikely. If it does work out, they've got an amazing buy going into round number 3.
So we'll start to check out the brown halls.
Makes sense to go towards inner, right? Because they can smoke down lower ramp. 1 flash in, maybe bait out the nades. Flash again. That's when you try and get the trade. But you can see right now the CT's very passive indeed. C's watching upper. Flamey all the way back at connector as well. They've got those rifles as mentioned. They don't really have to commit to this at all.
Flash out. C's fully blind. Tries to fire and still doing damage, but getting battered and bruised in the meantime. It's Flamey that's come up with the most amount of kills on the way through. 3 of them, make it now 4 to shut down Virtus.pro. Deny them as well of a bomb plant. But the early one means they'll go to the AKs now anyway, so they only get a 1-round lead, having come back from the 8-7 winning pistol. And Virtus.pro's got a chance to get right back into this as well. No AWP, UMP, and 2 FAMASs.
Yeah, it's a pretty clean round overall for VP, but this is the one that's really going to test them. We're going to see AKs, smokes, Molotov, flashbang, and Bialy's going very quickly indeed down towards the pop dog here. Looking for this opening frag. It will be Molotov out of position. We'll have to fall back at this point. VP in his full default for now. Still have 3 smokes remaining. Na'Vi gambling a little bit, 4 players towards outside. They have got Simple in heaven, I believe, as well. So we'll see whether he can find a decent position. It's probably the best place to be in terms of this sort of buy. There's no orbs, they're going to take you down. And if they do deploy smokes, you can just look over those quite nicely indeed.
Edward wants to wait for an entry from Pop Dog. Never mind radiation. He'll stand on top of it. Everything gives you cancer these days anyway, Henry. Including when I cast. Simple gets Taz as he climbs up on top of the gray train. Pasha's gonna work his way through. They spot him up inside of the control room, but nice control beat from Simple. Gets 2. Neo, the last alive, manages only 1 further kill before the damage dealt. Na'Vi win the first gun round. This will set Virtus.pro back, and they have a chance now to go up to 11-8.
Yeah, absolutely. Really nice stuff there from Na'Vi. Like you said, 4 players towards outside. Called Simple being the pivotal factor in that situation. It's a very simple execution from VP. Don't really have a plethora of utility to use in that round. A couple of smokes go down, not too many flashbangs, and Molotovs deployed, and he manages to pick up 2 frags, shutting down VP. And like you said, another eco now coming in for Virtus.pro is going to be P250s, Deagles, a couple of smokes once again, more of the same really, as Bialy, he tries to go towards Pop Dog once more. Will anyone allow him to find a shot here with this Desert Eagle? They will, but he can't land it. He goes down to 28 HP. Tag seized up a little bit there, but it will be enough to find a frag. Oh, the wallbang's coming in. It's so scary when you have no armor.
Yeah, trying to get them fired in. Seen a few of those work. We saw, I think, a headshot. Was that Vegas or the Major that came through the wall and hit Simple in the helmet, but I can't remember. Either way, speaking of, he's above the ball. Doesn't realize it. Here's it going in, but can't line it up. Sees certainly will. Wraps in from Z connector around default to find the bomb, plant it, rather deny the plant and leave it on the ground, and now it's just Pasha. Done significant damage to Edward, but Seized is there to find that kill as well. It is 11-8, and Na'Vi, if you look at this group and how stacked it is, and you consider how much they've been struggling, you'd expect Virtus.pro to make it out. You'd expect SK to make it out. Na'Vi in here with teams like Heroic, who are known to upset Cloud9, who winning Nuke right now are off to a good start. If they can beat SK as well, that's a huge win.
It's a massive...
And then you've got North, who always has potential. So Navi's on the bubble, in my opinion. Picking up a win over Virtus Pro would be massive.
Well, we'll see what Virtus Pro bring to the first real gun round here. Both teams fully equipped, and there's some aggression coming in from Na'Vi towards Ivy as well. Be Guardian going in first. The AWP hits the first shot, but Pasha takes him down. Flamey's there to recover the situation as well. Can't land the shot just yet. There it is. And now they've got the advantage, but he wants a bit more out of this. I think he's overcommitting, but you know what? He's proven me wrong. Taking the bomb down at T-Spawn as well. It's going to be another brawl of a round here as Neo finds one towards Popdog. The bomb's still down though, so Simple pushing into main entrance, trying to make something happen here. This is actually getting very exciting indeed. Simple in such a great spot to take them down as Flamey's taking away all the aggro. Oh, doesn't get much better than that, but doesn't hit the shot.
No way. Simple. He does find Taz when he goes back to the side. He's going back for the same fight, makes up for it this time. That could have been a huge miss. He knew Neo was there, it was telegraphed. He'd already shot toward his teammate. Some feedback through the house.
It's fine.
I didn't know if it was in my ears or not. I'm sometimes very crazy. Well, I'm always crazy, so I didn't know if that was in my head or not, Henry.
No, I heard it as well, so I can confirm you are crazy, but not in this particular instance. But that was actually a really cool strategy from Na'Vi. That's quite standard when you know the teams are struggling slightly for cash. You won't have the AWP to challenge you. They're going to be trying something a little bit different. You push towards that Ivy position, and Guardian hits the first frag. It's a trade, and Flamey gets another one. I use the word overcommitment because you've already got that advantage, right? If he goes down, he brings it back to like the 3-on-3, and to be fair, he nails that shot, takes the bomber down as well, and he knows T's, in terms of a default, they'll be towards that Pop Dog, holding inner as well. So Simple takes that opportunity to push in towards the main entrance. He finds a great position there, misses the first shot, makes up for it, falls back, kills a player at Pop Dog, and gets the last frag as well. And VP, they have to take another pause here. 2 remaining. They are using the traditional rule set here, but that's going to be 5-0 now in favor of Na'Vi. Another partial buy has to come in for VP. But to be fair, this is exactly how it started for Na'Vi in the first half as well. They went down to this sort of scoreline, and then they brought it back with the Tech9 force buy and actually managed to land it. And there's the replay of Simple finishing things off there. So Tech9s, P250s, got a lot of utility to be fair. 4 smokes, and Molotov, flashbangs as well. But Na'Vi in a great position right now, 12-8. That's a lovely noise.
Yeah, someone's doing some sound tests in the house, but is getting some feedback, so needs to shut off their microphone. Getting ready for what will become our playoffs, our quarterfinals tomorrow, our semifinals on Saturday, and our best-of-5 final on Sunday. All in front of a very large and passionate crowd at the Spodek starting tomorrow. Out toward Vines, we look. Ivy, no one there. Guardian's going to keep an eye on it either way. Pistols are already inside of the brown halls and backing away from close angles where the pistols can prevail, especially those of the Tech9s. Seized and Flamey will play distance and range in the B site. Flamey going to have a smoke in front of him as well. Flash will buy time. Nate might have served better to get damage in, but they're going to spray through. Seized gets one. Flamey finds another. It's Neo. Now that having that kill and the smoke guy still up will allow him to push up and get toward the default bomb position. He's also got one down below. That's Edward, but he's found. Now he's got to get aggressive, and he's gone to the pistol because he's out of ammo. They're going to get a bomb plant. So money for Virtus Pro. Round maybe not. Bialy 1 versus 3 with a Tech9 is going to get sought and sealed, but it does mean that the money for Na'Vi is huge. It injects a bit more with a maximum loss bonus. 6 rounds in a row to start off the half for Na'Vi into Virtus Pro, so ops become an option for them easily at this point.
Definitely, and they've been known to run double AWP setups on the T side as well, so maybe that's the idea they'll bring forward here. Pasha buys the first one. It will be the single AWP setup, to be fair. Pasha this time will be wielding the sniper rifle. Guardian, of course, similar story for him. Simple's almost at $16,000. I think he actually was at the start of this round. And that's the inside execution Virtus Pro. Gets the bomb down, a couple of kills. Doesn't equate to a round victory here, but let's see what they bring to the table this time. Now, as Vincia been very good at mixing up the play. Mixture of aggression and massive holes in his Flamey once again to open things up, taking down Taz, a 5-on-4 just like that. And now Na'Vi have that advantage. They're doing a little boost towards Ivy as well. It's Simple going up. This is so perfect. Gets one. Does he get the second as well? Pasha's waiting on the other side.
He's got the op aimed ready for the boost, but a flash comes out, that'll distill him, and they'll fall back immediately.
They don't need to do more than this, but Snacks, he's ready to strike. Takes down Guardian in return.
Goes back to Sandwich as well, changes his angle so they can't seek him out in hell, but the kill comes back their way. Pasha and Neo remaining, and Virtus Pro, they're known, and they say it, they have an incredibly good T-side. Taz's words were everyone in the world knows it on train, and yet they're yet to pick up a round against Na'Vi.
they just haven't really got going yet at all, have they? They've been running the default so far. Normally when they're in this sort of like kind of dire straits, they're doing the rushes, they're trying to stick together, allow players like Pasha to run around the AK, find opening kills here. These defaults there, they're being shut down across the map, and Flamey opens things up there, the boost towards Ivy. Just a perfect round for Na'Vi overall, leaves Neo in his pretty much impossible situation. He has 45 seconds remaining. He is one of the best clutches in the game, but okay, I'm about to shut up because he finds the first kill, but there it is. Edward does shut him down. I thought that was the start of something great there when he finds the first headshot, but Simple does compliment him, gives him the old nice shot in chat, but not enough to win the round, unfortunately. 14-8 now. Another full buy has to come in for VoDs Pro here. Maximum loss bonus still ringing true, so they still can get the 5 AKs out. No AWP this time. And number 23.
Aussie starting well in the tournament.
Yeah, very well.
Wide awake, it's morning. Flash, smoke in toward the A site. Couple of smokes at that, but then they spread themselves out. Neo at pop. Taz heading that direction through the halls and out toward Ivy. Guardian finally able to get a clean shot in with the AWP. They've won this battle a lot, considering how VoDs Pro loves to take control of it. Tries for another just barely wide of Bialy, who was stepping out.
Yeah, he saw that nade came from, so he's just worth the pre-fire as the smoke goes down. But once again, Na'Vi have the advantage. I think we're going towards the inner bomb site, though. Bialy, he's by himself towards Ivy, trying to get towards backtracks, try and show some presence in this area. He has the option to stay here for as long as possible as well and have the backstab potential as his teammates go towards inner. But you can still see he's actually smoked out. Oh, there's a gap, though. Something to work with here.
Bialy sits inside of that smoke. Hopes that someone will walk in carelessly and he'll be able to get a kill, but it's over toward B. The bomb is heading, and it's Neo that holds on to it. Taz and Snacks there as well. Smoke out in front of them. Makes this harder to get inside of the site, and Flamey's in a perfect position. Spools, Snacks needs to check it, doesn't. Flamey hits the shot. They both look his direction, traded back, but a trade's fine. 4 versus 2. Molotovs go down. Good shot from Neo. And he's got low HP on 2 of the remaining players. Very, very deep open plant to avoid the Molotov. And that leaves Neo quite far forward as well to fight off the rotations. There is one that's coming in from behind him. That's Edward. He's the one on 100 HP. The flash over. Simple, sitting duck. Oh, but Izzy snaps back and Neo can't land the shot. Taz on the train goes down, and Na'Vi's gonna find themselves on map point. An empty T side from VoDs Pro.
Absolutely. Well, they lose that first pick once again, and you could see what they were trying to develop at that point. We said Bialy towards Ivy at that stage had to make something happen. He actually was waiting to get the rotation frag. His teammates struck first towards inside, but Simple, he didn't take the bait whatsoever. Took Bialy down, and as VoDs Pro went towards inside, they were losing trades all over the place. And now we find ourselves at match point. If you are just joining us in this tournament, we missed Group 8. It's a best-of-1 round-robin format. So it's not as brutal as like GSL or maybe even Swiss format. It's like you get to play everyone once. So but the problem is, this is like the group of death, right? There's so many big names in this group. We've got the likes of SK, Heroic, Cloud9, and Na'Vi and VP. So
North.
And North, of course.
Pretty nuts. Big game to have these two head-to-head as well when you consider it's a round-robin format. Bialy, meanwhile, holds at the dumpster. Has Pasha beside him on the AWP. He wants to take Guardian, and he gets the lineup. Guardian peeks it back, having been flashed off, and Pasha's set and ready. First time he's had the op face him down, Guardian, and wasn't quite prepared for it or expecting it. Pasha's gonna get a little more aggressive as well. Checks Cubby, looks toward the back train, and that allows Bialy to walk in. There is a smoke behind Pasha, so he's leaving his back open, it seems, but he's not. That's covered. So he can go hunting toward Flamey, and he's got him. Very good from Pasha. Down to the old train.
Oh, no.
That's a big miss. But how does Edward not turn around from that? Surely he has to know he's there. He sees Flamey go down, turns around. Would have been surely thought out, but it's seized alone. Maybe map point, but this time VoDs Pro is finally going to pick up a round on their T side and seized. Money's reasonable. In fact, 12K still for Simple, but just wants to sit back and try and whittle away at what VoDs Pro is going to have after a reset. So any kill at this point is hugely beneficial.
Yeah, if Seeds can find anyone here, that would be great. Not meant to be, though. Finally, VoDs Pro arrive here. It was 8-0 in favor of Na'Vi. That's the first round they pick up. And a pause coming in from Na'Vi now, just trying to shut this down, work out how they close this game out. Plenty of money to work with. They went for the double AWP setup in the previous round. That's the first round they lose. So maybe they switch away from that. The 4 rifles and 1 AWP was working very nicely indeed. This time, though, is Pasha. He finds 3 kills in total. Darts off towards Ivy, takes down Guardian, and at that point gets towards his backtracks. And I did say VoDs Pro like to use the double AWP setup on the T side. They've recovered that secondary AWP. So it'll be Pasha and Snacks wielding those weapons. I'm not a big fan of it on the T side, I have to say, but Matthew, an interesting stat about StarX there. When you give
Yeah, I mean, everyone knows. Well, I shouldn't say everyone's. Newer viewers may not. It's been a while at this point. StarX was playing with Na'Vi in CSGO. When he left, they brought in Flamey, and he went immediately into the coaching position. He's probably been the most, I would say, avid coach of all in CS. He's had a very consistent and long-term role with this team now. And having played with a lot of them, he won 2 IEM championships back-to-back in 2010 and 2011. That would have been CS 1.6 with Na'Vi. But he's been, I have to say, a very strategic mastermind. The new rules we thought would affect him the most.
Exactly. That's the point I was going to make. That was horrible timing. Just as they lose Zeus, that ruling comes in, and StarX, he loses a lot of his power at that point. But still, let's get into round number 25. Aggressive once again is Guardian. They're waiting for him this time, but he's too fast. Pasha gets his head blown off, and Bialy can't do anything about it.
Bialy with the AK is going to wait, see if there would be further aggression, but there would be no need from Na'Vi.
They were just ready for that as well. Guardian, he seems like he's actually finding some really nice form here. He's actually had a really quiet first half, but he's finishing this off on 18 kills and 13 deaths, being absolutely lights out in the second half here. Snack's trying to recover the situation towards inside now, and it's a 5-on-4 match point for Na'Vi.
Snacks has been the quietest fragger of all, and we talk about his performances as of late, arguing that right now maybe he is world #1, but this tournament so far, I mean, we're 1 game in, he's been relatively quiet, so.
It's early days.
Yeah, maybe I shouldn't use the word tournament yet, but this game he's definitely been quiet. But B site, Snacks leads. Neo in front, he jumps down, gets the op ready, spots one jumping from a CT rotation. Molotov will go out as a result, but Neo's gonna go immediately by that. Question is, which way does he look? Because if he bypasses it to hunt down Snacks, Edwards there, and he gets the shot. Flash in from Flamey as well. Taz covered by that, backs up 1 step too far. Simple's gonna line up Snacks, bomb out, bomb, or AWP, and AWP seems to be the choice. 1 versus 5, round over. He's found inside of the smoke, and Na'Vi get a 16-9 victory over Virtus.pro. It's exactly the start they would need in this group of death round robin.
Yeah, the CT half looking unstoppable there, especially Guardian. A great mixture of aggression and passive holds as well. VP never got rolling there whatsoever on their T side. They pick up 1 round. The half finishes 9-1. They really need to start changing things up there. A lot of slow defaults. Snacks, like you said, very quiet indeed. Known to be the star player of the team. He finishes on, I think, 8 or 9 frags. So that's disappointing for them. But still early days in the tournament. First game of the day. It's early. And they've still got 5 games to go. So we'll see what happens. 4 games
Well,
to go.
yeah, 4 games to go. We've got, they have 4 games to go. We've got a bunch more to go. 7 more to go on the stream. And maybe some tie breaks, as we saw yesterday. We'll take a break and join the desk. Be right back.